What is up, my future kids? Take two. I know I was going to make these a take one only type of deal, but I didn't really like what I was talking about in the other one, so I deleted it. I'm going to kind of reframe because it was all over the place. I was talking about this project that I'm working on, and it was bad. So, take two. One of the few take twos on this channel. So, to restate what I was doing, I'm taking a study break / study procrastination break. I made all these note cards for my mythology class. I'm a senior taking this class because I didn't take this prerequisite. It's not even a prerequisite. It's a elective course that I have to take to graduate, and it fills up like 2 requirements. So I'm taking it. And God, it's so much reading, and it's soon to be a lot of writing towards the end of the year. But teacher was really highly rated on Rate My Professor, which is a website that students go on, make an account, and rate the professors they've had at different universities. And this guy had a really good score, and it shows he loves what he does. He's really passionate about it. I'm like, good for you, Chief. It's just mythology, just Amy. I'd rather go to my real estate law, real estate investment class, accounting. I don't know, probably not. But some accounting teachers, yeah, I really liked them in their classes, but not this semester. But yeah, and I had to make all these note cards. I could fake it and tell my kids, yo, daddy learned and made all these. I made them all. I've maybe learned this much out of this much. It's going to be like short answer response, but there's just so many characters and people to keep up. Note cards was the best way. One on Quizlet. Kids, Quizlet is a website where people make study guides and use it so they can go online flashcards and have to do the old-fashioned way. And then they make different matching games and stuff. It's like a public website. Everybody uses it. It's not like cheating. And yeah, I made all those off that website. Did it by hand so I could learn it better. But yeah, it's not fun. And now I have to at 12, I'm gonna restart studying, and I'm gonna work on accounting. It's 11:34, so I've got some time. Dasani. Oddly, at the FSU vending machine, this was like $1.25 or $1.50. Smart Water was $1.75. Ball on a budget. Excuse me. Also, hello to my one dedicated subscriber, my girlfriend. But yeah, just slammed. I went to a wedding last weekend. It's currently Saturday. So last Wednesday, I got out of class. I drove to Sarasota, hung out with my grandfather. Then woke up, breakfast, went to his office, said hi to people. He sells insurance. Then I came home, hung out at home, got home at 11:30. Hung around out at home till that was Thursday. I got home Thursday. Friday I hung out till about 10. Didn't even stay at home for 24 hours. Saw both parents, hugs, kisses, all that. And then I drove up to a wedding with my girlfriend's family, a really good family friend. The wedding was on Saturday. Crashed there. Sunday, woke up, drove to Tallahassee. Oh, I studied some during the weekend. Studied for a test on Sunday. Monday, I had that test. After that test, my next class, they gave out the study guide for the test they were having on Wednesday. So Tuesday, I studied for it, went to class, and boom, did the test Wednesday. Then I had to grind. I'm in this financial modeling class, Excel, horribly hard class. You can't really work with other people, but you kind of, hey, how'd you look at this one, do that one, and I'm trying to do that, and also looking at the books I'm in, it's just uber hard. I've seen other people's projects, how they look versus mine, and it is rough. And so I worked on that from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and now Wednesday and Thursday, tons of hours into it. Looked at other people's projects, kind of saw how it was going and seeing if I was right. The worst part with these projects is you don't know if you did it right or wrong, which is a scary thing. That's that. And so that was Thursday, and then I went to his office hours on Friday when I was making all those note cards. Friday was a mythology day. or day I was going to study for mythology. Friday, I go to his office hours and I see that there's people who just show up and they're like, oh, first problem, how do you do this beta cap ed thing? And like, first problem, put no effort in. And then this one guy was like, oh, he's not giving answers out in there. I was like, yeah, I know, that's what you were doing. And he like asked questions on problem one, which isn't a big deal, but if you have none of them done, it shows that you haven't done anything. So that's brutal. Go back to the library. You know, I don't complete. I do probably 75 to 80% of all my note cards. Come home, crash, fall asleep. Wake up, and I finish the last 20% of note cards I do. That's great. I also, when I was doing them, I'd kind of read through the PowerPoint lectures notes, so you kind of see how the story's going to go. There's 20 fill-in-the-blank questions, and then there's 8 short responses. And those 8 short responses, you don't have to do 6, and so, but it's still hard because short responses are never fun, and fill in the blank is never fun. 20 fill in the blanks. I mean, it's not like multiple choice, kids. So it's gonna be hard. So I'm stressing about that. So the project is due on Monday. Tuesday I have a mythology test. Thursday I have my cost accounting exam. Today was actually supposed to be an all cost accounting exam, but I ain't done with my note cards till now. Take a little sleep break till 12. Went to a schoolers or tutoring zone thing, and they give you these big packet of what you need to know for the exam, and I paid like $50 for it. I did pay $50 for that bad boy. 54 pages, front and back. I mean, it is thick, and it's very expansive. So I'm hoping to get that done today. If I can watch the entire review and then go over the different, like, she posts in her class, the teacher, chapter 1, prom, study guide, self-study quiz. Well, they post the answers for that too, because, they get a hold of that. And so I'm hoping to go through their entire review, go through chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think 5, all like her self-study quizzes with their help. And then that'll complete Saturday. Sunday, wake up, do the accounting homework that's due on Sunday, do my environmental science lab that's due Sunday, not that hard, but just more time. And then Sunday, continue the first part of Sunday, look at accounting. Second part of Sunday, kind of finish up the financial modeling project. It's at the point where I'm just going to submit it. There's only like 2 or 3 things where I can kind of be like, hey, I think I got this better. I think I got this right, and hopefully I did. There's like 1 or 2 problems that I'm going to like either have to go really deep in the book or I don't know. But then Monday, after I turn it in, I'm just going to study real hard for theology. Tuesday, the class is like 2 o'clock. Study all the first part for the exam on Tuesday. Then, after we get out, it is balls to the wall for cost accounting. The class is really hard. I got to take it at a testing center. Like, you have to make an appointment. It's on Thursday. I signed up for it the latest date possible. And I'm going to grind because I'm going to need it. So that's that. That's kind of how the school stress situation is going. It's 11:40, so I got 20 more minutes to talk or to kill. It's funny, when I talk, my mouth does get dry, and this bad boy is almost empty. I got that new picture up there, the ducks flying down. Oh, talking about wildlife. On my mother's 2.8 acre farm, we call it the ranch, in Alva, I got her 2 goats for Christmas, I think 2-3 years ago. Well, those 2 goats had babies, so then that female had 2. We thought we picked up 2 girls, but ended up being a boy goat and a girl goat. And kids, when a man loves a woman and they get married and blah, 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 you know the rest. So they had 2, and then so now we had 4, and then there was 2 females and 2 males. Well, it happened again, so we had another 4 goats, 2 and 2 from each of the 2 females, get birth yesterday, and it's really cool. I saw some videos of them with like the whole fluid and sac, whatever, all that stuff, and the mom looking it off them and all that. It's what I'll see when you're born, if I do have kids, or I'm just talking to my imaginary future children. But that was really cool. So now we have 8 goats. They're all black and white, except for this one boy that came out like a brown color, but they're like yee big, and they're like the noise they make, that's sheep, whatever, same, you get the idea. It's like really cute and stuff. But yeah, and then what else? Oh, Your dad likes guns, kids. I'm not like a Demolition Ranch type of deal. But I was going to especially show this off. This is your dad's handgun. It is a Smith & Wesson Shield, Smith & Wesson M&P Shield, 9mm. It's unloaded. Let's confirm it's unloaded. But yeah, I really like the holster. The holster is kind of what I was going to show off. It's appendix, whatnot, right-handed holster. It's got the American flag. But also on the second half, as you can see, it says, here we go, "We the people." People, like the Constitution, Second Amendment. Hopefully we'll still have hopefully we'll still have a Second Amendment when you guys see this, because as of now, they do love to talk about taking away AR-15s and all this. And here's a little common sense. They took around AR-15s, or assault weapons as they like to class them, even though it's really hard to classify a regular rifle from a assault rifle from a non-assault rifle. There's no strict boundaries, and there's no strict. Hold on, the AC just turned on. There's no strict guidelines on what's like an assault rifle and what's a regular rifle, so that's kind of hard. But kids, let's use common sense here. They already took away assault. They had an assault weapons ban back when Kennedy was there. Crime increased and it decreased. Like 97% of gun deaths are committed by handguns. I think it's less than 3% is actually assault rifles, like AR-15s, military style rifles. So it would absolutely have no effect. So the thing is, if it's not causing anybody except in these very finite crimes and school shootings that they get all this press, they take that away, and then they realize that nothing's happened. Well, we need to take away, I don't know, handguns that hold over 5 bullets. Well, this is a single stack handgun that holds 8. 5 is kind of a small number. I know, I kind of picked that. 8. Oh, there's Glocks that are this size that are double stacked that have 16. I mean, what's the point? It's like the thing is, you take away assault weapons and like, oh, well, there's still school shootings and crime and violence with guns. We need to take away handguns. Well, Second Amendment. I mean, it's kind of give an inch, they take a mile type of deal for sure. And then with the Second Amendment, and then you want to have a right to bear a pair of arms. That's a Family Guy joke. But have the right to have arms, or I forgot the exact wording of it. What's the exact wording? Shall not be infringed upon, Second Amendment, 2A. But with New York, there's horror stories. I mean, you register your gun in a locked, plastic, sealed box, and you register at the airport, and you have a box of ammo not in there in the suit. So you've got your gun in this, and then your ammo here, and you put all that into a bigger bag. So you've got a bag for the gun, bag for the ammo, and your suitcase. Well, in the state of New York, that is classified as a loaded weapon, and people from the airport get arrested, have $15,000 in legal and court fees or lawyer fees and all this in a bag of chips. Night in jail to be like, okay, you did nothing wrong, and you leave them. And it's like, what about the Second Amendment? You hear the horror stories of people trying to get their concealed weapons permit in New York. Oh, it's impossible, So it'll be interesting to see what gun rights are like when I'm watching this with you earlier, or if even there are guns or there's no violence. We hopefully live in a utopia, but slightly doubted. I wonder what technology will be like. It's funny, we're in 2019. What was it? The Back to the Future movies, big hits. You probably won't know what I'm talking about, but Marty McFly, great movie. But they go into the future, 2017 or something, and there's hoverboards and hovering cars and all futuristic. We got to 2017 and we weren't close. I mean, I guess they could make it happen, but it wasn't like, oh, this is a more effective technology and they reproduce it and sell it and everybody has it. Like, no, there's hovering stuff, like using fans and stuff, but it's not how the movie made it at all. But it'll be interesting if we have hovering cars and all this other stuff when you guys is around. How many years will that be? I'm 22. Say I have kids at 28. That's 6 years. Well, and then you got to be old. So you're 10, say 6, so say 16 years, 20 years from now. I wonder what life's going to be like in 20, do the math, 2035, right? No, in 20 years. Oh, God, I'm retarded. What will life be in 2039? Because it's 2019 plus 30, or 20, carry the 9, 2, yeah, 39, 2020, 39. What will life be like in 2039? Math, hard, and I'm a finance major, so. No, I lied. I'm on the dean's list this semester, actually. Hung it up in my room, because I'm a horrible person. Right there. Not a horrible person, but, no, I'm proud of it. Yeah. I recalled last time, my earlier videos, my first like 3 or 4 videos were like 45-minute monologues of me rambling and whatnot. But I think I'm also kind of liking these quick hitter 15, 20-minute videos. Gotta get studying at 12 o'clock. It's 11:48 now, so 12 minutes to kill. Yeah. I don't really know what else to talk about. I mean, what I can get into, that's only 12 minutes long. Your dad has no problem talking people's ear off. My father, your grandfather, I would get onto him sometimes. We get in events or whatnot, or he gets involved in talking to someone and he just goes and goes. When I'm talking to someone I'm comfortable with, and, you know, I'll just talk the ear off. But when I first meet people, I always have to have that thing in the back of my mind. Hey, you've been talking consistently. Your mouth's starting to get, it doesn't get that bad where your mouth's starting to get dry. You need to hone it back in. But before I even get close, I'm like, hey, you also need to hear what their opinion is. You need to talk to them. Oh, 10%, 20% battery just popped up. But yeah, so your dad is a definite talker. Hopefully I'll still be like that in 2039. Hopefully I'm still alive in 2039. Hopefully, you know, we're all still here in 2039. Hopefully I have these shades still in 2039. They might be way out of style. Wow, that is bright. But I like them. They're expensive. I think next what I need to do is kind of... let's talk about the future of the Dazed, Confused, and Educated podcast. Just off the top of my head, I think I need to do a short series of, this is my life story of, hey kids, I'm 22, senior in college. This is what I can remember when I was a child. This is what I can remember good, I guess some bad stuff. Just kind of, hey, this was what my childhood was like I'm remembering as a 22-year-old. Because when I'm 20 years from now, when I'm 42, in 20 years I'll be 42. Wow. I'll probably remember a lot less. And so if I have this video-based diary, it could be really helpful. And so, like, I guess I'm somewhat interested in politics, and by somewhat I am. I'm conservative, or more libertarian. Hate the 2-party system, even though it would never work with how the Constitution is. But that's a whole bag of worms I don't want to get into. But I want to kind of work on this so, you kind of hear what I can remember of my childhood, because when I'm 42, I'll probably remember a lot less. I think I might actually want to start interviewing some of my, like, close friends, but the issue is a lot of them would make fun of me. Not because they're bullies. I'm a guy in college. Everybody makes kind of fun and picks, and, you know, some of my best friends, like my good friend Mark, would be like, bro, you stupid, this, that, and the other. But I think I might have to talk to him about it and, like, convince him to come on the podcast. There's one friend, Spencer, who's like not wanting, we've always talked about starting a podcast, but never really could get it going. And, yeah. And I think for sure he'll be like the first person I get on the podcast. We just talk. Plug my phone in, have 2 rolling chairs, have a couple drinks or whatnot, and just talk when my roommate's not home. And I think that could be good. And then I think I want to get my other good friends on it. My roommate would probably, I'd like my roommate, but I wouldn't bring up the idea to him because he would probably definitely make fun of me. And I keep it very low-key and private. In the beginning, I, want to be the next Joe Rogan, guy who's a giant podcast now, and, like, great lifestyle. Well, not great lifestyle, like, the goal. When I first started this, I was like, I'm going to just keep it quiet, and it's just going to grow. After, 5 videos, which is not a lot of time, and being very inconsistent, it hasn't grown into anything. And I think I'm more accepting of that now until this just needs to be me documenting as much as I can remember and think about and want to talk about. So when I'm older and I forget these things, or when my kids ask, I'd be like, oh, let's find out. Well, I need to make better titles probably too if I'm going to do that. I don't know. I also think this is horrible if I get like knocked off one day and I've got kids and like, oh, I miss my dad. Or, oh, gosh, I wish I could have some guidance from my father. You know, but that means I have to throw like some advice in here. And 22-year-old, I think I'm a really good advice giver and caring person, but still I'm a 22-year-old. And things would probably be so changed, and, you know, circumstances of every situation is different, and that dictates. So it'd be like, all right, kids, when you're in high school and it's prom season, what you want to do is you want to get a guy to ask you, but at the same time, you don't want to look like a slut and wear a slutty dress, and you want to have self-respect, and which all those things are important, but I'm not going to go on like a video talking about that at length in all these different situations. You know, just be smart, think about it, think about who you want to be, and try and make the best decision you can and learn, and you have no responsibility to keep with your decisions after they're made, in the sense like, oh, you know, I've decided that I want to do this with my life, and you start looking at it and you get into it a little bit and you're like, I don't want to do this. You don't have to continue to do it, I guess. Like, you owe no loyalty to your old self. If the new person you are now wants to do something new, go for it, I guess. Just think about it too. God, see, advice is hard, because I'm like saying like advice now, but the more I say it, the more I realize that would be horrible advice in this particular situation I'm thinking in my head. So be critical thinkers, but also be like emotional thinkers. Like, just don't be all black and white. I'm kind of like that now. Well, I'm too much like that now, I'd say. So yeah, actually the whole advice thing, you know, I'll throw nuggets of advice into these videos as it flows organically and natural, but no chance of me just listing, work hard, wake up early, dot your eyes, cross your T's, and, you know, say your prayers. It's not going to be that. It's just but yeah, so do some videos on as much as I can remember when I was a kid. Do some videos with friends, potential girlfriends, aka my one subscriber. Just do one. Talk very casual, how we met, our relationship, the highs, the lows. Talk about school. Talk about politics. Yeah. At the same time, I don't want to be too revealing, because, God, you never know. This could turn into the Joe Rogan type of deal. And then, like, all this stuff would be out there. I haven't said anything that's, like, damaging. I always try to keep some limit on it where I don't, like, drop people's full names with their last names and their addresses and, you know. But, yeah, I think that'll do it for today, kids. Yeah, I'm going to start doing them a little shorter unless I kind of really have like an hour to kill and a bunch of things I want to talk about. I mean, there's a lot of things I could talk about that I missed since I took such a long time off, because I forgot my tripod down south in our hometown of Fort Myers. So that's a really crappy excuse. This thing was like $10 on Amazon, but I think this is a really good way to keep up with my life, because people always say, where did the time go? Well, if you videotape something 20 minutes to an hour long, once a week, once every week, 2 times a week, I mean, you can take a weekend and be like, hey, let's just look back and see what I was like. Even though some of the I probably, when I'm older, won't even, I'll just click through this, like, fast forward, and, like, so there's a good chance none of this will kind of turn into anything, but hey, it might. And on that note, it's 11:54 or 11:56. I'm gonna end this, take the dog out, and study accounting.